Hey everyone, hope you have been enjoying your paper airplane building and testing. I know you've had a good time doing that, and I appreciated you guys taking the time to go through and fill out the docs and to do the things you need to do to really go through this engineering design process with your airplane. Hope you guys can see how going through and actually taking the time to research something, research a problem, take the time to sketch things out before you do the hard work of building something is actually helpful towards making a better product. And then of course, evaluating that product once you've done it is a super important part of the process, because the process actually doesn't stop once you get to the evaluate part. Actually, the evaluate part leads to the beginning of the engineering design process, which is back to identifying a problem. So with my former paper airplane, I think I went about 15 feet with my airplane. It wasn't a bad plane, but there are a few things that I noticed about it. I noticed that the front being a little bit shorter than a normal paper airplane, which I thought would be a good thing, giving a lot more surface area to the wings, actually ended up being problematic. The problem being is that paper isn't quite like steel. So my airplane wings weren't rigid enough to really give me the lift that I wanted. They actually just bent and bowed, and it caused my airplane to circle and circle and circle and then hit the ground as I threw it. So I couldn't maximize the energy coming from my thrust. It wasn't creating enough lift because the wings were bending too much, not keeping that cool airfoil shape. So I went back to the drawing board, and here's what you're going to do today. You're going to think about and look back at your at yesterday's, Thursday's document and see what you thought about your airplane. What would you do if you were to design it the next time? That's what we're going to do today. So here we go. Design 2.0. As you can see, so for my particular airplane, I added some stabilizers again on the sides because I didn't like the rolling that my plane was doing. I also added a stabilizer in the middle on the back, again, to hopefully keep the plane going straight so it can maximize distance without going off to the sides too much, without doing the whole flipping thing, because it loses a lot of momentum and that actually causes a lot of drag as you go through. So there's my top view of my airplane. Also, you can see I wrote snub nose here. In order to get a little more thrust, felt like I needed a little more weight towards the front of my plane. So I actually designed a fold at the front of the plane to give it a little more weight. I liked that. It doesn't have to be the same way on yours, but I liked a little more weight towards the front of my plane. So that's why the snub nose thing here. So as you can see, there's my diagram. This is what I'm looking for from you today. I want you to redesign your plane. It can be from the very beginning. If you didn't like anything about your plane, keep the parts that you liked. I liked the rough shape of my plane. I just wanted my wings a little bit shorter. I wanted the front a little more snubbed, and I liked the stabilizers. So those are the things I changed on my aircraft. The rest of it, the way I folded it, the part that's up at the front, I took some of the glider elements that I didn't like so much out of the other, and took those out and left the more traditional parts of the paper airplane on here. Now, there could be more problems with this one. This feels considerably heavier. I haven't tested it out yet. Feels considerably heavier. Even though it's the same sheet of paper, the weight is all distributed kind of towards the center and towards the front, but that might also give me a good throw. I don't know. So what you're going to do today, redesign your plane. Do that in the Google Doc or on paper, and then take the image and put it in your Google Doc. And then I want you to retest your plane. And again, you're going to go out, if you've got a camera, or you've got someplace where you can set your Chromebook up safely and video yourself testing your plane, that would be awesome. So give the plane a good toss. Again, you're going to do 3 tosses. Take the average, because that's going to be your the average is going to give you a more accurate picture of what your plane can do over the long haul. You might get a really, really long throw, but it might just be a fluke. Or you may have a really short throw for your first one and then get 2 really long throws after that. That's why we do averages. So you're going to average out your throws, and then at the end, I want you to go back through and for the last time, take a little video of yourself and tell me why you thought your plane was good, what you thought was good about your plane, what you didn't think was so great about your plane, and what you think you might do differently next time. You don't have to write them down this time. All I want on that Google Doc is a picture of your design. If you want to upload a picture of you testing out your airplane, or video of you testing out your airplane, that's awesome. I do want your three distances and the average, and then a video at the end, a short video at the end, just telling me what you thought was great about your plane, what you didn't like so much about it, what you might change if you were to go on and go through this design process a third time. Because, ladies and gents, people do this. I actually have a friend who is right now designing a jetpack. He just got done getting back from California, where he had designed and tested and been in a competition to design an air taxi. This guy actually goes through, he makes prototypes, he thinks of a problem, he researches it, he builds a schematic, he builds the prototype. Once he's got that prototype, he tests it, and then he goes back to the beginning, identifies all new problems, and sees what he can do to fix that and make it better. This is what we do. This is the design process. So I hope you have fun with it. Upload those videos. I'd love to see how you guys did this week, and we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend. See you Monday.